Welcome to...
Oh, we did it again.
Welcome.
Stop yelling down the microphone, lad.
Welcome.
Doing it again.
Welcome to episode 20.
Hey, that's a milestone.
That is a milestone. 2-0, Adam. Look at that. Look. 2-0.
And I felt
My age. No.
Yeah, I had hair.
You had hair.
I had hair. No, episode 0. Oh, did it again. Let's move these a bit away from us. There we go. That probably is better.
Probably is better, right?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm very well indeed, my friend. A very busy week, but also a very rewarding week.
Ooh, well, I've got something interesting. First of all, for those that are looking at the camera, you will see that I've got a guest. I'll come on to him in a minute. we didn't invite him. He just appeared.
He just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, so Mr. Mark Wade.
Mr. Mark, the man that knows nothing about
Nothing
tech.
about technology. He's listened to last week's episode.
And he said...
He said he's managed to change the name and password on his Wi-Fi router.
Get in.
Oh, that's good. That's well done. I wouldn't even know where to start with that.
Yeah. Well, if you listen to last week's episode.
Yeah.
Although
By the way,
say,
sorry, go on.
Neil Scullion from the rugby club
Oh,
last night went, it got very deep very quickly. And I said, we did warn you.
Yes, we did warn that we were going to geek out.
That was exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, that was our episode last week. I wasn't
that was
bothered
me and
about.
you.
Yeah, I wasn't bothered about anybody else. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Busy.
Busy. Yeah.
This is the third podcast that I've been involved in. Obviously, I'm featuring in this one, but
Yeah.
we've run 2 and I've got another one after this
Goodness
later today.
me.
And we're filming in the school today.
Right. Okay. Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Who's the guy to your left?
Who's
Right.
my left? Yeah, he's on my right.
My left.
I
you're
can tell
right.
you who's on the left. Yes,
Yeah,
the TV.
you tell us who's on the left.
Yeah, on your left.
No, on your left.
On my left.
No, on your right.
On my right. Left. Yeah.
Who's on
nobody's
first?
on my right. Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Well, thanks guys for inviting me onto the podcast. I really appreciate it. I have actually been keeping it up to date and looking at the clips and seeing what you guys have been
thank you.
discussing. So, my name's Daniel Sanderson. I work at Business Central or Darlington Workspace, as you guys will probably know it now.
Yep.
I work on reception, so you will see me every morning. And as you walk out,
Cheerful face.
well, I try to. Yeah, obviously the mic doesn't think I've got a cheerful face.
No, exactly.
Yeah, face for radio, Dan.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Can we just cut my face off this?
No, that's called murder.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah,
Face
but
removal.
a bit of everything. A bit of a was it Swiss Army knife? People
You
say?
are.
Yeah, I try and do everything and anything that anybody needs me to do. Really. And
Certainly very helpful when we first came here. You helped us load furniture. You helped us do lots of things.
that seems like an age ago now when you think about it.
It's ages ago, Dan. We couldn't believe we've moved 3 times. And I was trying to think with Michelle,
I
how
couldn't
long
even
have
think
we
the
been
year.
here?
I couldn't tell you the year. It was.
I couldn't.
It just seems like you've been here forever. Part of the furniture.
I think that was a compliment.
It was the way your face went through 5 different emotions.
yeah.
What?
There was a big smile,
And then
and there was sadness,
Ah.
and then it finished on a nice note.
Exactly. So, welcome, Dan.
So we
you.
do
Thank you.
know Dan. We do know Dan. We know
He's
Dan
lovely.
very well.
Thank you. I didn't even have to pay. You to say that.
No, we do. But yeah, so Dan, I think you haven't done yourself justice, or the team, really.
No, the
No,
team
well,
are
Whilst
amazing.
you're on the desk,
Yeah, it's not just me. I will be, I'll be gracious and say that it's a team effort. Really,
yeah,
what
they
we do
carry,
here,
they carry him.
and yeah. I wish they would some days.
Tired.
Yeah, it's it's a team effort, and it's something that we've always sort of promoted in that we are a group. It's not just I do everything or that Margaret does everything. Ben, Ian, we all chip in together.
Yeah.
And we've all got strengths and weaknesses that we know more about or that we can do and stuff in a day. And anything that the client needs, that's what we're there for. So it makes
100%.
a client who's looking to move into an office or looking to make a change a little bit easier because we can maybe give them a little bit more of it. It's not me. It's not me this
It's
time.
you.
Do
Use
not.
me. I put it on silent.
Yeah, it's them magic watches.
The technology guy can't handle his technology.
Yeah.
It says mute.
Yeah,
It's
it's ignoring.
they've done you over there. Yeah.
And that says do not disturb.
It does. I can validate that
Yeah.
you have done that because we after last week.
Yeah, you're on it. It is on mute.
Exactly. I rest my case.
Yes. So,
20 years.
Yeah. But it's
I'm just gonna excuse me while I check Andy's connections.
that's fine.
Not sure whether you get it. We seem to be hearing a cutout for
Yeah.
some reason, and we're not sure why.
It does not like Andy.
It doesn't seem to have been doing it. I don't know.
No, for some
Right.
Right, shall we try that again?
Yeah, is that better?
No, it's peaking when you hit the
Yeah,
table.
it
Stop
doesn't
hitting the
matter.
table.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Stop getting
hitting
angry.
the table.
Right. So the way I describe Dan and the team is when I've got, because people will come to the building and the first people they see are these guys.
Yeah, it's one of us. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of you guys, and it's like they are an extension of your business for every business. So if you're not sure, we are in Business Central in Darlington right now, which is obviously the building where Dan works. There's also another site across the road that you spend a bit of time in.
Yeah, Innovation Central. That opened up in we took over in November of last year. So that's again a bit of a carbon copy of here, except that we have lab space there. But yeah, it's the same setup, same team, the same sort of ethics and what we want to build in terms of a business community and get everybody, as we have in Business Central, if they can, work together and feel like a bit of a community. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so I've been here since 2016.
Yeah, your story's been literally from the downstairs.
I was in the workspace area, I've sort of set my business up in the open space downstairs. Hot desking. Yep. That was great. That was a really good period. Like, when you look back.
I was going to ask, how did you find that? Because we don't get a lot of people, who move from there predominantly, I would say, to an office. Not all the time. We get a lot of people who just kind of stay there or maybe move on. How did you find it? Did you think that was...
I loved it. It to be honest, having just coming in, yes, I could run my business from home and I could do stuff, but I said in one of the early episodes when I set up, I'd like open my laptop day one and I sat on my kitchen table. I was like, no one's going to find me here. It's like
just the wife, to do jobs.
Yeah. She's like, are you still here? Yeah. So to come into, a workplace in inverted commas was great in terms of friendly faces, because it's quite lonely in terms of when you first set up on your own.
We get a lot of that now, especially since COVID. We get a lot of people who just say we miss being around other people, other businesses, to bounce ideas off, or just to have the company is the biggest thing, rather than just being on your kitchen table.
Yeah, so having that, and then people coming in to meet you, you've got the space downstairs, and you could meet them downstairs, and it was like, well, it's better than being sat in your living room with them, if that makes, in terms of professionalism. Obviously, it's pre-COVID, so the Zoom Teams thing wasn't as popular. But I really enjoyed it. And then you've got all the other businesses that were around, and it was just quite interesting. There was a guy who was doing a website for cruises, selling cruises.
Right. I think this is probably you. Probably were in there before I started, though.
I was.
I think you were in there before I started.
So they came in and they were just launching that, so I saw that develop, and then they moved on. There was all sorts of companies going on down there. It was great. But you'd all be sat around the co-working, because it was a different setup to what it is now. You'd all be sat down the co-working tables, and you'd all be cracking on and doing bits, and then you'd have a coffee and have a chat. It was great. And then, obviously, you get to the point where you get a bit... Well, I was getting a bit sick of having to cart everything in, everything out, because things start to grow, equipment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you have... Do you still have the lockers?
Yeah, we do. They're not big.
No.
Yeah, so if you've got a monitor, it's going to be hard to store that. Yeah. So that's one bit of a downside to it. But you've got. Yeah.
So obviously, at one point, my business was just me and my rucksack.
Yeah.
Like laptop in there, camera gear in there, all of that, and then as projects develop, you need more and more. So that's why we moved into a space, because you want to be able to not have to carry everything around all the time, sort of thing. So that was why we, thankfully we've moved on. That's in part a lot due to the help you guys have given over the years.
Yeah, I must admit, I really like the ability that you provide meeting rooms. It's great for when I'm meeting new customers. Some of them know me well enough now to come to my actual office and sit down and then meet the rest of the team. But obviously, if you want
the crumbs off your desk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You've had a Subway yesterday, Andy.
Exactly.
And the day before.
But just to be able to see new visitors and I'll book a meeting room. And obviously, the guys are always very friendly. Coffee, water, and it's just a real nice atmosphere. And that's one of the things that we were mentioning a few episodes ago. Some of the new people, new companies that I know and Adam knows, they've actually said it's a really nice atmosphere. Everybody's just so friendly. You come and you feel as though you are coming to a community.
Good to hear.
It's really nice.
That's what we want to do. We want, whether you're just a guest or you're going to be a client. We want you to feel like that when you step through the door. So if there's anything we can do for you, as cliche as it sounds, that's what we're there for. You know, we want to help you out. We want to do
No,
those
exactly.
things,
But I
so-
also think the other things that you do, like the summer barbecue, the Christmas
I was
party,
gonna
you
come
know,
on to
that,
that.
We love that.
again,
Yeah, we love that.
wonderful effort, apart from your quizzes.
quiz.
The quizzes are all.
Is
What
that,
was
hang on
going-
a minute. Is that because you haven't won it? Is that why?
Oh no, actually, was it high? What was it?
It was
what
higher or lower than
Yeah,
Well,
higher
that
or lower that I
went-
won.
He nominated me to do it. and
Yes.
I didn't even get. Well, I had one go and it was wrong.
Well, yeah. See, well, that's.
I think I
that's
got a 9,
Yeah.
and I said low, and it
went
came out
queen.
king
Yeah.
or
And then we
queen,
forgot
yeah.
about the pair rule. Well, it was a bit of a calamity at one point, but yeah,
But
it
I
was
tell
good
you
fun.
what,
It was
fun.
good fun. Yeah, that's it. That's what we want to do. We want to try and break up the monotonous of a regular work day.
Yeah.
To have those events, to have
Absolutely.
things throughout the year where people can just kind of work's great and all, but you need to have that separation.
Yeah.
I think you've got to be able to work-life balance, manage it, have a bit of a break, and meet other people. And again, that leans towards companies realizing there's companies in there that they didn't know they could actually potentially work with and get
Yeah.
contracts or whatever it is. And it becomes one, like I say, I keep using that word, community.
It
That's
is.
the word
No,
we try
really
and
agree,
use,
Dan.
So.
It's good.
And I have been when I was thinking about Dan and tech, I was like, right, take a break. We'll talk about the building and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And all I could get in my head, the only image I had was Dan coming in, usually holding a router with like several wires, several wires coming
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah, that's sometimes a site you will see me doing or Ben doing now, and just literally looks like I've got jewelry on. Let's just put it
Yes.
that way. But
Cables around your neck.
yeah, technology jewelry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something that we obviously do on when people move in or move around the
Yeah, so
building.
each office is serviced with its own internet, is that right?
It is, yeah. So we obviously can program that for you remotely. You get everything, the lines, links, everything ready to go. Again, part of the move-in process. So it's as smooth as possible, really, for when, moving, anybody who's moved house will know that it's stressful. It's the same when you move office or you want to relocate. It's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And if we can take a little bit of the load off people's hands, then that makes it a little bit more smoother. They feel a bit more happier and they know they've made the right choice with us. So, we basically do a lot for them when they move in and when they're here. And that's the whole point of the game, as they say.
No, definitely. Certainly some of my customers, that obviously we are your IT
Yes, yeah,
department
yeah.
in terms of that, but for those customers that don't use us because they've either got their own or whatever, they've said it's a real smooth experience. They come in, they're like, all right, well, there's my Wi-Fi code.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm up, I'm running, I'm the internet, I'm there. Oh, there's cables in the floor, there's plugs in the floor, plug in, right, I'm going. It's not that it should be a surprise, Dan.
No,
but
no.
I think it's down to your efforts and it's down to that ethic that you've got that you want to make it as smooth as possible. It's a big thing getting an office for any.
It is, and we do face a lot of questions when people are viewing, and that's good.
Yes.
Because we want to know that they have every faith that we can provide exactly what their business needs at that time. So whether that is pushing them onto a company like yourselves, who maybe they think, we need a bit more IT solutions in our business. We need a little bit of help with setting things up because we're not the best, or we're looking for a marketing company.
He's pointing at me.
Do you know
This
anybody?
man is here. Yeah,
He's pointing.
this
at me.
man is
He's
right
pointing
here.
at me.
So
It's me.
It's
It's me.
We ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
They have a lot of questions for us, and we can, again, it's the maintenance. We do the painting, the carpet cleaning, everything. It's all rolled into one. So.
Yeah.
I think people like the practicality and the ease of somebody else dealing with it, which I can understand.
And I must admit that was one of the reasons why you approached ourselves at the time and said, can you be our extension to our IT? Because I think it's fair to say you do a damn good job, but there will be some things that you go, right, okay, sorry.
No, my knowledge will stretch on you so far, so I don't want to blow this up for you, but I'll find somebody who won't.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
people should. Well, people do know that obviously they can rent an office from yourselves, and for a little bit extra they get ourselves as well.
Yeah.
The whole kit and caboodle. But again, speaking to now, if I say my customers within here, they just think it's a really nice all-round encompassing, piece of blanket that you put round them. There's I've got everything. I've got parking. I've got IT. I've got coffee. I've got kitchen space. I've got. It's really nice.
I gave you the coffee.
Thank you. Yes, he did
Yes,
give me the coffee.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
very nice.
You did, yeah. It's
Lovely
lovely.
coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But they do give us coffee for meeting.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, we do.
But I was also going to say, apart from the Christmas parties, the barbecues, you can go down sometimes and there'll be a sign or a button, oh, who's in today? And you've actually, you reach out to other companies and allow them to pop in and do their own presentations.
Yeah,
or-
we've done Christmas markets.
Yeah.
We've done pop-up shops. So we've had local businesses who obviously wanted to come and sort of share their products, services.
Yeah.
Again, just picture perch and just they are. So let them know what they, let them tell you guys, anybody
Yeah.
who comes past, what they do, what they're offering. And it's, again, something that we try and promote is, local businesses, people in the area. And again, getting everybody to sort of work together.
Speaking about promotion,
Mhm.
Deal Expo just popped in my head.
Yes.
Yes.
You were exhibiting, weren't you, a while ago? The one that, the one I'm thinking about already. Don't you?
no.
Yeah.
Is it the one? Are you
Yeah,
thinking of the
yeah.
one where I dressed up?
That's the one.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the
I've
one.
had if people know me who are watching this, will have seen I've had to get roped into wearing a lot of outfits. Now,
You better
it's-
clarify what these outfits
Okay,
are.
yeah,
exactly.
we'll
Whoa,
clarify
whoa,
that, yeah. Nothing X-rated. Don't worry, it's okay. It's
not.
been. I think I've been a bear, literally. And by that I mean an actual bear suit with
Yes.
the head, everything.
Yeah, it wasn't
So
like a
that-
face. It was.
It was the full suit. So I that was the first year I think I went
Yeah.
when I started here.
You hadn't long started, had you?
No, couldn't believe they did that
I was
to
only-
a rookie as well. That was obviously like an initiation.
I was
Can this
only-
lad hang with us?
Yes.
We'll bang him in a bear
I was
suit.
only just getting to know him.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like-
You had did you have the stand
I had
across
to
from
stand
us?
up- yeah, I did. Yeah, and I was like, I had to look at you dressed as a bear.
all day. Yeah. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go with this and walk around the whole exhibition. And people, the looks I got was just, I'm not bothered. It doesn't bother me. Like,
No.
but you guys know me. I like to laugh. And
Yeah.
But they got people talking.
Yeah, it
They
does.
were
That's
like,
the key.
why are you dressed like that? Oh, I just fancied it. But no, and again, it pushed them to, all right, well, we've got this centre, office space, etc. So, yeah, I've worn a bear suit. I've worn, I think one year we did a space theme.
Yes.
I think it was. So I had,
yeah,
me and
you
Ian
did.
had like astronaut gear on. So
You did.
it was
Yeah.
like a full jumpsuit, which was pretty cool. I think we've still got it. I've dressed in elf outfits.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
We all have actually. We've done like pajama sort of elf themed. So yeah, you will from time to time see one of us, or if not mainly me, in some sort of
I think it's mainly you, mate.
Yeah, so if any company, wants like a mascot, then they've got a guy who you can pay.
Professional
yeah,
mascot
Yeah,
services.
basically.
Absolutely,
Yeah. So
yeah.
so that was the first. That was a long. Again, speaking of time, that was a long time ago. That first one. It's. I think I had a work anniversary not long ago, and I couldn't believe how long I've actually been here. I think I've been here now nearly 6-7 years.
Long time, eh? Long
Maybe.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense because I'm 7.5 company wise, mentally as well.
Mhm.
Very much so.
So, dressing up as a bear, I love that. It's brilliant. Although coming back to marketing, what I would say is we did the Jubilee celebrations,
Yeah, we've
Very
done that.
good.
and we
got
put a picture of your head in a Jubilee hat, a Union flag, not Jack, because it's not on the ship.
yes. All right. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
come back to me.
And
Yeah.
it was like the most engagement
Yeah, that must be what it was.
you've
yeah.
ever seen on.
Imagine if
The
we
West
combined, the bear head and the jewel.
Mate.
Would have been viral.
Trending
Yeah, trending
nationwide.
worldwide. Yeah.
yeah, one picture of that.
Hashtag.
I think it's because your
bear
ears
head.
were sticking out a bit because
Probably.
you had
Yeah.
it pulled down.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, light.
Yeah. That must be what it was. Yeah. But yeah.
But again, it goes back to that whole thing. As a business, you're not only trying to provide everybody a little bit of everything that they need, but you're approachable. And as we've just said, dressing up as a bear, whatever, you're just breaking that ice to say, look, we're all human. We all want to work. We all want to laugh. We all want a bit of a game, and that's what we love. That's why I'm still here after all this time, and you're still here.
What, you mean 20 episodes?
20? No, I meant 7 odd years. Yeah.
Oh, 7. Right, Dan, get ready because Alina's coming in the room, which only means one thing.
What's that mean?
Watch his face. Watch his face.
Not gonna
Watch
do
it.
it.
You are.
I'm not.
You are. You can't.
Are you going to give me? Was he going to give it away there?
No.
All right.
Go on. See, he's doing it. He's smiling. Every week, without fail.
I know.
So,
There's a reel coming.
yeah, there is. How many smiles are you going to have for this, Alina? Loads.
She needs a lot.
Loads.
Yeah,
loads.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
quantity
Different
is
angles.
loads. She said it with gritted teeth.
Yeah. I need a passport photo actually, so you can do that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You can have one of Andy smiling instead.
Yes, exactly. This is not you, Dan.
So what I'm keen to know is, from a tech perspective, what are some of the challenges that you're seeing with the businesses, just local businesses? Obviously, you don't have to say.
Yeah, we can.
Colin.
No, we can. No, we can. I can. My opinion on things and what we do, and same with the businesses. What are some of the difficulties? Well, we've recently actually changed to Microsoft 365.
Teams.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we've got that recently. I think it was about a week or two ago.
Yeah.
So we've moved on to that, our system, from like the old Outlook and sort of remote access system is what we had before, which user-friendly wise, we found a lot of issues. And I spoke to the IT lads about what were the problems with that, what you feel is an improvement on this. And for me, it was that when I would use the remote access at times, it would drop out, have issues with stuff like that. So, and it actually, funnily enough, it was actually only me, but a lot of other people had other issues. Yeah. Now we've moved on to 365 Teams. I'm loving it already. We haven't really used it to its full potential yet.
No,
but I think we will in time.
You did use a feature yesterday because I sent a survey out, and you completed it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
and
that came through.
Because my automation emailed me with the answers.
Yeah,
Gary AI
check.
strikes again.
Mr. Gary AI is our AI.
Is that what you've named him, Gary?
Yeah, Gary AI.
Oh, nice.
Gary AI.
Gary AI.
Gary, yeah, or Gary YI.
Why are
AI, man.
We could name that. You could get Andy in to help with some
That's true.
automation.
Yeah.
And
That's
you could
true,
have Gary Why?
Yeah. So that's where we are with it at the moment. We obviously, again, potential wise, we haven't really, I think, captured it yet, but I think we will. The accessibility and the ease, I think we talked about this the other day with the messages. Me and Ben have just started to use it for little trivial messages that I need to ask him.
You're
if he's
just
not
sending
here.
gifts to each other, aren't you?
He did send me a GIF, and I think it was like an avocado that was just waving. But yeah, the ability to have that for us, I think is massive. I don't do a lot of remote working, but again, the Teams aspect of it will be good for people who go to events, who need to still catch meetings and things like that, share files. Having it to be able to update live as I'm sitting there as well was a big thing that I noticed because, again, we change a lot of documents, we check a lot of information that we've obviously produced in reports, and for us to be able to change that on the fly while somebody else is looking at it, it makes a huge difference. Again, that's just the small things that we've done.
Teams.
Yeah, so for us, that looks like it's going to be a really good addition for what we do. Companies in here, I know that, again, use some similar systems and probably use it to a bit more of its full potential, but we're just sort of new to that.
I think you'd be surprised. Like that, even Andy's been working on a thing where we push a button and it creates all of the foldering that we need for HubSpoke, haven't you?
Yeah, right, okay.
But how many businesses have you done that with?
Oh, God. Yeah.
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 You see what I mean? So
it's now snowballed, basically what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to push things on a bit and explore what we're doing in terms of how we can do things. And I came up yesterday.
Yeah, you did. You had a great idea about.
I've completely forgotten it.
No. It was a good idea about how we can integrate it and use a bit of a CMS system and stuff like that.
Yeah. Whether we can
if you think about what you're doing, Dan, in terms of when you maybe get a brand new customer coming into the workspace, there must be things that you have to do. Like you have to create a contact. You will create a drive space or something, a folder.
We do, I mean, again, this is before I started, and for the first few years, we didn't do a lot of that. So by that, I mean, maybe scanning documents onto a system as evidence, as that history for that client. Yeah. My incentive was I felt we should be doing that. Again, I'm quite not tech savvy, but I like technology. I like to have the ability to make things easier for everybody, more accessible.
Hang on. What do you do outside of work?
Okay.
What do you do outside of work?
Yes, I am a live streamer. A bit of a hobby, gaming. So
bit of a hobby.
Yeah, well, COVID came around, there wasn't much more to do, was there?
Absolutely.
So I kind of took the opportunity.
Wasn't there someone in this, I don't know whether you've heard this one, wasn't there someone in the building a few years ago now, they're walking past their kid's bedroom or something, and they're watching you.
That was a weird. I was sat on the desk at the time, and this chap came in, and he worked for a company in here, and he said, I said, morning, and he went past as we always do, and he said, he just looked at me again, and I thought that's a bit weird. He doesn't know who I am. Yeah. Anyways, he came back. He says, Dan, do you play video games? I was like, yeah. Why? He was like, really weird story, but the other night, I was at home and my son was, again, on his tablet. I think it might have been on Twitch, and he said he was watching you streaming again. And I looked at it and I was like, had a double take, and I was like, yeah, it probably was me. So I do that. So
yeah, exactly. So what's your favourite games that you stream?
At the moment, it's been predominantly, last few years have been Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But since I got a little bit more of a higher spec PC, I've delved into PC gaming, sort of story games.
Nice.
RPGs, is that what
Yeah,
they're
that's what they call them, role-playing games.
Just the scope of being able to use the wide sort of catalogue you've got compared to consoles. I know consoles are catching up a little bit. But for me, it's just, I love it. It's just a nice way to escape from work, and that's sort of a thing that I like to do. And started to create content. And
we are going to come back to the challenges with teams that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But, Andy and I did have a go at Factorio together at the weekend.
All right, okay. I have seen little bits of that.
Yeah, well,
little bits of it.
I thought I was doing all right, and then Andy joins.
Did Andy come and spoil the party?
He didn't spoil the party. He blew my mind.
All right, as in what he could do.
Making these, he goes, we need a central belt, and they're going to split off here, here, and here.
Yeah.
And I'm stood there going, just tell me where to put that iron.
Yeah. I'll go and chop some wood for you.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
He was like, you build the walls. So, no, I was learning. That was good, though.
It was really good.
Okay, so some of the challenges you're facing with teams, you're tech-minded, as you've shown.
Yeah. So, again, the challenges with teams, or what we've, up until this point, what we've had, as I mentioned before, the documents. So when people move in, I got in a process of, right, we'll get everybody's documents, information that we need. We make sure we apply that to our CRM system.
Yeah.
We obviously take evidence of their agreement documents. We put all that online. So again, for us as a staff, we can all access that, whether we're working remotely, whether we're here, whether we're actually physically seeing the documents in front of us. If we don't have them there, the ability to have that wherever we are makes a huge difference, especially if you're doing other jobs that you need to reference those documents for. So we've slowly started to do that.
Yeah, good.
Again, like I said, we haven't really fully explored the ability of what teams can probably do for us as a company, which I am just trial and error with a lot of things, seeing how it goes, what features it does have, how we can implement those in our day-to-day, processes. And it's something that I think will benefit us in the long term.
It benefits every company.
And guys will see that.
Once they get Teams, you'll be scratching the surface. You're using Teams as now, obviously, and even some of my customers, they say just that simple ability to chat. It's like it's not a phone call. Yeah. It's not an email. It is just literally, Ben, have you blah blah blah? Yes, done.
That's the argument I did have at the time with somebody about it. Was that they said, oh well, you can just email, and it tends to be that you're in the same room anyway with each other. And I'm like, yeah, but then what we find is we might get distracted with other jobs because we're at the desk, we're dealing with people.
Of course.
So it's something that we have to be mindful of, that we try not to lose sight of the jobs and the things we have to do or we've been asked to do. I like the ability to have the chat because I think, why do I need to fill that person's inbox with an email that I could just send them in a message, especially if it's got attachments? Because again, the beauty of Teams is the ability to just put a copy of a document in there or a link of a document in there to say, can you have a look at this? What do you reckon? Yeah, no worries. And then again, because we find, and then she'll laugh at me for this, but again, my manager, her inbox gets quite full quite quick. So I think the ability to have all this and be able to, she not hoards documents, but she likes to keep things. And I think this will now provide her a way to be more organised and just maybe manage it, delete things, remove things that she doesn't need, but also have stuff that she does.
Just ease the burden a bit.
Yeah, because
it is. And now it's just interesting, and it's a slight aside, but you were saying about the inbox, like not hoarding, but overloading.
Yeah.
So I've mentioned this previously when we've done, we're now using Teams as full automation for some customers.
Right.
And we started off utilising SharePoint in the system, and we would email like the client or the customer or their own person to say, this is what we're doing. Whereas now, because they've grown so successful, the inbox is going like bonkers.
Yeah.
And they're like, we want to move away from emails. So actually, we are utilising the Teams chat inside this application.
Right.
So you would actually write a Teams chat, even though it's not Teams, even though it's not the chat function of Teams, we've leveraged the Teams chat functionality. So from their point of view, the customer wants to go, hi Dan, I've got a query with this document, blah, blah, blah.
So has that basically eliminated the fact for emails for that company?
Yeah.
Other than customer facing wise?
Other than customer facing and other than, like the normal day-to-day emails that you would expect, we are now practically, I'd probably like to say, about 85 to 90% of removing emails.
Right, okay.
So that's the projected. We haven't even got to that stage yet, but we've projected we can remove about 90% of emails, which is fantastic from their point of view. And what we're utilizing is the ability to log into what we've classed as a portal. So say, for example, all of your daily jobs that you would do today, Dan, instead of having an email or a task list, you could log into this dashboard, and the dashboard says, these are the list of things that you've got to do today.
Yeah.
These are the outstanding lists from yesterday. And we're creating action buttons. So the action button would say, oh, go and tell Adam that his renewal's new, like that. But you pressing a button would automatically generate the email for you and send it.
Sorry.
It's that type of thing.
I had an email off Dan last week
All right.
about my renewal.
You forgot
you did, yeah, but it's fine. I'm ahead of the game, but for me, it was
I
just a
haven't
case
filled
of...
it out though.
No, it's fine. Yeah, that's all right. Well, look, it's not me you should be worried about.
I'm
It's,
sat here going, oh,
it's
no.
not me, it's Margaret you should be worried about
No,
coming
yeah,
She's
after
no.
outside the door now,
Yeah.
emptying your office.
chaffing on the door.
If Margaret asked.
What?
If Margaret had asked.
You would have done it straight
Oh,
away.
sorry.
Yeah. That's the power. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the power she holds.
She holds that power.
Yeah. She is the...
I know I've got a wee bit of leeway with
She's the mother hen.
Absolutely. Bless her, we love
I
her.
will get that done.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
But I can see where you're going with the scratching the surface of the teams, and as you grow with because obviously I know it's the BIC that do your IT, but as you grow, I think like me and Adam, you'll just suddenly go, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I can. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
We can do this, we can do that, we can do this, and that's the power of what that gives you.
And that's it. Some people might think, well, why do you want to make everything easier? Because it might alleviate from a person's role or whatever. But it's not. To me, I don't think that should be the view of technology or a process that you want to implement, because you want to make everything as easy and as smooth as possible for everybody who is going to use it. Now, whether that means you have to apply training to that person who might not be as comfortable and confident, which people are, obviously all different ages for our company, that we have a number of people from my age all the way down to, I think, 2022, all the way up to 70 odd, so we've got people at different levels that need to understand how to use the system. And it will benefit us as a whole. I can already see that. I already thought that before we even got the system.
So what you need to do you know the next
Go on.
get together? Say the summer thing where you go and place your orders. Instead of emailing you or Ben,
Are you telling me there's
a
form that you can fill in within Teams?
And
Now
you
we're
just put, do you know the form I sent you?
the fill-out form, for
It's
the
that,
information,
But you just go, what?
Yeah, so the way we would do that normally would have been the email, as you said, and then we would just make I'm going to ask a question, actually. We would normally have made just like an Excel spreadsheet. Could you make that thing where they fill their information out? I know how stupid this sounds, but...
That's that.
And it puts their menu of choice or whatever.
Every time you create a form, it creates an Excel sheet.
Right, that's good.
Fills it in.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah, but you see what I mean? It's those types of things. And, it's interesting that you were saying that you don't want to remove the joy of doing your task, but if you can create something, and me and Adam have spoken about this at length, not only does it make your life easier, it's like a standard. It will always work. It means that everybody's got the option, like when you can actually make the form, and again, I appreciate that when you do send out, we've obviously got to take into account like meat choices, vegans and stuff like that. You can actually make the form where people go, no, are you a vegan or not?
Yeah.
And you can make that, whereas sometimes, you forgot to tick it. So are you, and that follow-up, whilst it's good that you're doing it, you're going, no, just fill it in.
That's the thing we find as well. As you mentioned, the follow-up stuff. When we've not had replies off people, it makes it...
I don't know what you're on about.
Makes it easy. Yeah, this guy is one of them,
Yeah.
I haven't had a follow-up yet, though. I did respond straight away to you saying, yes, I'll renew.
You did.
And then you went, here's the paperwork, and I went, okay.
Okay, then I'll not reply back.
Absolutely.
But no, it does help.
Do, delete, defer, delegate.
Yes.
I deferred it.
Okay.
Yeah, you deferred it.
I don't know when
Didn't delete it.
No, exactly.
I didn't delete it.
Funny enough, the thing that you came up to chat to me about yesterday is exactly that. So me and Adam are working on something where that whole idea that you said about follow-ups, So send out the form.
That
if you
was
think
it.
about the extension to that.
idea, right? Okay,
No, no. The extension to that is, yes, you'd fill in the form. At this moment in time, you'd send the form out to everybody. But, Adam might forget to fill it in again. But what we are working on is that we are working on monitoring the spreadsheet and go, well, Adam has not responded. After a week, automatically send him the email reminder.
Oh, God.
You see?
Yeah.
It's exciting.
I tell you what it'll do. It'll ease Ben's stress more than anything.
Yes.
Yeah, because Ben goes, why don't people just reply? And I'm like, well, people do forget.
Did you send
natural.
it to Adam?
Yeah. I think you need to go and see Adam. Yeah. We know where you live.
Yeah, just bang on his door.
But yeah, that literally that is exactly one of the things for us. What we, again, what we do with the events is that we want to have the replies. But he goes, why don't people just reply? And that'll at least ease that from him.
Yeah.
That he knows that feature is in the background. That it's going to be an
And bless
automated
him,
thing.
he knows why people don't reply. Because like Adam, they get so busy doing
They do.
everything.
Yeah.
But it's down to you to send the chaser.
Being proactive.
Yeah, absolutely being proactive. Whereas if we can automate that whole thing, where it just goes every week, it'll just suddenly go, Adam, this is the 50th time I've reminded you. I am now sending Margaret. Dink reply.
We're sending the heavies in.
Margaret has been issued.
Yeah, well, she does have some experience in that sort of field.
No,
so
she does.
Yeah,
She does.
so you've got to be careful around it.
No, she has my respect.
Catch her on the wrong day.
That's what I was going back to saying. You will suddenly find that you'll like, well, Teams can do this, or Microsoft 365 can do this, and it can do. Oh my lord, it can do this and this. I think it will naturally help you build the business and automate. And
I can see there's a lot of apps on there as well, the little bits I haven't even touched yet.
Yeah.
So again, it's a case of maybe just opening them up, having a look, see what it may potentially be,
Yeah.
useful to us.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. It's so far in the 2 weeks we've had it, I've really enjoyed it. I think it's just a great system for us anyway, for what we need it for.
I think it's a benefit to any company, and obviously there are alternatives. There are the Googles, there are the other teams, but certainly, we go back to a point where Adam came to see me about this whole Teams thing, and obviously Adam's not daft. He's he's got some good technical, but you've got some good technical background, and he knows what to do and how to do it. But I think it's fair to say, as I'm sat in front of him, he then went, wow. And I thought I knew about it.
But it's the example I've heard of, what's a basketball
Yes.
to anyone? Well, it's a basketball.
Yeah.
But then you've got Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, what was it to them? Well, it was a career.
Yeah.
So it's all about how it's not like it's all about how you implement it and what you implement.
Yes.
And I suppose quite often the barrier that you have, especially with technology, is having the forethought to go, what could I automate or what could I implement that isn't just, I'm going to copy this document to here and it's how do you break the mold of different processes,
Yes.
especially when you've grown up like ourselves in this is how we do computers.
Yeah.
What sort of a one way, yeah.
exactly.
Like it's all saved locally or then it moved on to workplaces having servers, so it's all saved on a physical server you then start using Teams to manage it all. Whereas before,
exactly.
your experience was very much like the computer. It's just you had an extra disk.
I think that's the difference, though. I had a lovely conversation with a client the other day, and they were saying, from any point of view, an IT company, and there's lots of them out there, they're all doing what they do well. Like looking after my printer's broken, whatever. But chatting to this lovely lady, she said, what we find, what we like about you, Resilient, or Andy, is you're innovative.
Yeah,
it's that bit, and it was the thing. We use Teams, we know Teams, but we were using it as a chat function, we were using it as a video calling function, we were using it to store files.
It's not full
You came
capability.
along, and suddenly we're using it for this, and I'm like, but that's because I do take the time to go, well, how can I make that better?
You're putting in the work in the background to understand the system or its capabilities, rather than just saying, no, you should go and use this system. Because again, the responsibility for you guys is you shouldn't just recommend something if you don't really understand it for the customer, and that's the thing. You make them feel comfortable and think, actually, we've got a lot more capabilities that we could use this for.
Yeah, so I'm trying to take it into the marketing, because it's all well and good someone speaking to Mr. Andy, the IT guy, but if they're speaking to me, he's smiling. If they're speaking to Adam, the marketing person, I'm like, well, actually, a big requirement of marketing is the systems that go in place in order to how you capture data or follow up, or
You guys must go through a lot, like, to be able to collate all the information for what you guys have to do. You need to have that organisation, because otherwise, it must just get overbearing.
The overlap with
Yeah.
me and Andy
Yeah.
is, and this is both ways, is actually so close in many ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we spend so much time in the IT side of things, working with it.
Mm-hmm.
But Andy spends so much time in the IT side of things, and then ends up into the websites and the,
Yeah.
then they're
That
asking
side
him
of it,
about social media, and then before he knows it, he's had to describe all IT.
Yeah, exactly. But also, if I can just touch, it does work well. So there's two things. We started this podcast up as a bit of an idea, and I think one of the things that we've always found is that because of our way that we think and we work and we talk and we bounce ideas off, all the things that hopefully we give our users out there ideas, we end up creating like, oh, we must do that, oh, we must do that, we must do that. So that's the great thing from that point of view. And then secondly, I love the fact and I love the relationship that I've got with Adam, and I'll openly say this: the customer yesterday,
nice guy,
but customer yesterday, wanted a particular rebranding of their website. It was not beyond me, but literally because of workload, and I just went, here you are, speak to Adam, and then suddenly they're working together. But my customer is just like, oh great, Adam's fabulous, he's doing this. I'm like, exactly what I'm after. Yeah. It's that whole bit. And certainly going back to the workplace, again, people ask me something, I go, I don't know, but hang on, I'll quickly run down the corridor, I'll run down the floor, and I'll be like, hi, do you do? Yes, we do. There we go.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be in my
There's a huge
point.
You must see it all the time where people have got
allegiances,
speak.
even just this week we had, just on your point of when you push somebody to maybe a business or somebody that you know can do what they're after. So we had a client who was actually looking for stuff with branding. So again, it was mainly like leaflets, things like that. So we had a company obviously downstairs, and we said, look, use these guys. They'll be able to help you. And if not, they'll be able to direct you to who can do what you're looking for specifically. And again, when we get questions like, is there a marketing company? Is there an IT company? Is there somebody who does, I don't know, HR, whatever it may be? We have been here, the building's been here 9 years. We can push the person to the right sort of doorway and say, look, we can't do it, or we might not be able to do it. And we do the same with, even if it's meeting rooms, if it, we try and say, oh, this place might be able to suit you, which is in the local area. Yeah. And I think that's the way business should be. You shouldn't just, if you're not going to use me, don't come and speak to me.
No, exactly.
You should be open, and that's, again, it should be, I want to help.
Yeah,
whether it's me
it's about being
or
useful.
It's somebody else.
Isn't it?
Being useful is so important. My big pillar of our business is about being, can we help them? So the first question, we've got like a bit of a thing, like if
you want to collect information from them.
If we're hearing someone talk about something and we think we can help with that, then we're like, well, actually we could help with that. But if we don't think we could help with it, we're not still going to go, we'll help with that.
Waste their time,
Do you know what I mean? Because you would waste their time. So I'd rather go, and I've done it with you, here's you need an Andy, is how I've essentially sold it. You need an Andy. What's an Andy? Him. You need resilient sort of thing. So I've said, like, this is what you need, and this is why. And this is me saying it. I'm not selling you anything. No. I'm like, I know that the client would be better off. And I think when I first set up my business, obviously in the co-working space down, it was great. It was good. But it does feel a bit sharky at times. Not the workspace. It was absolutely fine. But like that was almost like a safe haven. Whereas when you go into a networking event, at least in my early days, and it was all new, and you quite often, depends on the event, you might have a lot of new companies. I had someone once hand me a business card before they'd actually opened their mouth.
Say what their name was.
And I was like, oh, okay. And I was just like, what is this networking? This isn't networking, is it?
There's some events I've been to where I felt like that, or the atmosphere you get is that people are out not for themselves, but just they're not really bothered about you as the person and understanding what you maybe do as a business, and they just kind of just say, like you just said, there's my business card, read that, rather than actually creating a connection with that person and understanding potentially what their needs could be. So it's, again, as you've gone back to collating information with your clients, you look to get that information. That should be the same whether you're going to even do business with them or you're not. You should
Correct.
be able to
It's about building.
being a person, really. First of all,
Like I do feel this. I really fell out of love with networking because of those experiences. Because I'm like, it's not networking; it's being sold to, essentially. And it was like, so my philosophy with it is, can I help somebody? And sometimes, like I went to a chamber event the other week, and 2 of the conversations, I can help them, but it wasn't even business related. It wasn't even.
It was a
related
good
to the
story. This
marketing
actually, I remember
company.
which one it was. It was the lady at the coffee machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there was that, but there was another lady who runs a community event in the town. And I was like, I might be able to help you. Like, not looking for money.
No.
I genuinely
Just help.
might be able to help you.
Yeah.
And that's what's important at the end of the day. Because she was saying, do you know anyone that could? And I'm like, well, yeah, I probably do, actually. Get me some details, which I haven't received yet.
Yeah.
Get me some details and I'll see what I
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah,
And I genuinely will. But the idea is it's not a game.
No.
It's genuine. It's getting to know people. But then, who knows, that lady might know someone who needs some marketing, say, and then they go, this guy was really helpful.
Yeah.
Consider him.
Yeah.
But I haven't strategically gone, I am doing this because I want her to then...
I'm looking at money.
Transact.
I'm
There's
looking
no
at money
transaction.
signs. Yeah.
She's going, we run this event, which I actually photographed once on behalf of the council. It was brilliant. Can you help? I was like, yes, I think I can.
Yeah. Now, interesting point in that, and it links back to the customer that we're talking about, 4Motion. So the idea is that, I met Nigel Potter, who stepped down now, so it's the gentleman that I introduced you to, Ollie. So basically, 4Motion is a skate park run over in Favourdale.
Right,
Through friends.
Great facility.
Great facility. So through friends, I think it was actually Nigel and, I've forgotten the lady's name, the accountant, but she introduced me.
Right.
And he was looking for some IT, and I was like, what do you do? And he's like, we're doing all of this, struggling at the moment. So for a long time, we provided their broadband free of charge, and we gave them PCs. As people upgrade.
Yes, as they go progress.
Yeah. So we donated that. Turned out to be a fantastic relationship, and they were like, "Oh God, can we help in any way?" We put banners and everything up. Resilience, sponsor all of this. The bit that I'm getting to, which is really nice, is that we met somebody at a business networking event. This gentleman approached Michelle, and she went, "Oh, so who are you, Michelle?" She went, "Oh, hi, I'm Michelle from Resilient." He went, "Oh, the skate park people." Instantly.
link, yeah.
So from nothing, because I got no money, I donated, I helped out, but instantly that guy was like, "Yeah, I know you," and that's the key, that I'm getting at. And then suddenly, obviously, I'm introducing Adam to there, and the whole thing just works. And it's all about being that helpful. I can't tell you that I've got any business out of 4Motion, but it was the right thing to do to help him. And who knows who else has gone, "Oh, Resilient."
It's that
know
word,
them.
isn't it? It's the word of your name, basically.
Yeah.
It's been mentioned in conversation.
And absolutely.
That's it's free of charge, really.
Yeah, exactly.
The word of mouth,
Word of mouth, 100%,
And it-
Dan,
yeah.
100%.
It's cost you a bit of time and effort.
I know, but
You
it was
know.
also
No,
a
but
nice
that's-
thing.
But
no.
that's it. A bit of time and effort, which
Yeah.
you're willing to give,
Yeah.
which is great. You've done something of value, which helps other people.
Yeah.
Like they did toddler cycling sessions and all sorts. I had the kids there, and I've seen kids learn to ride the bikes in there.
in
And
that
do you know
session,
what?
yeah.
I
Which
also,
in the middle of winter, where do you
Yeah.
go?
Absolutely.
No.
But I also think that's nice. The email that you sent Ollie was saying, I have my kids there. So think of it from my point of view. I'm like, I was there at the very start of when it was being built in
that,
that warehouse. We went down, we installed access points, we installed the radio. I was in the walls.
You're in the wall.
I was in the walls. But I did everything. And to hear people going, "Oh, 4Motion, that's great." Yeah, I do. I do get a little bit of a buzz from that. They're going, "Yeah, I help that." And that's great from my point of view. So, it is. It's all about that helping. It's all about being out there to say, look, I'm not just in it for
Shouldn't be
business
a
card.
motive. There shouldn't be a motive, like
No.
an ulterior motive, say, let's use that. But it should be just that you want to potentially push that person to the right.
It's about meeting people at the end of the day and
indeed.
talking
God,
to
All
yeah.
being human beings, isn't it? You know what I mean?
You know,
100%.
I mean, how many business essential events have I've been to loads now, and I've never been sold
No.
Yeah.
at any of them.
No.
And we've had a laugh and a great time
Yeah.
and built some great. It's how I got to know you actually in the
No,
first
absolutely,
instance, wasn't
yeah.
it? Because that's when we were coming across, and now we work together on
Yeah.
various projects.
You
So,
get
like,
to know those people, or
you
people
get
that
to
you don't
know
even
them.
know is even in the building. I've had people that come to us and go, half of these people, like when we've been sat there in the event, have come to me and go, "I don't even know who half of these people are."
Yeah.
And you think, well, you work in the same building as each other. You would think you would cross paths, but it doesn't always happen.
No, but I think the take on that is really interesting because I was like, who are they? I haven't seen
Yeah.
them before. I'd say if it was a relatively new move in. But I'm like, you guys get to sit on the front desk
And
every
see
day.
it all,
and
yeah.
you see everybody filter in.
Yeah.
And then you see everybody filter out. And in between, people are filtering in and filtering out at different times.
Yeah.
And they actually never, unless they're on the same floor, using the kitchen and things like that.
Yeah, or come to the desk at the same time by chance, and
Yeah.
we see everything. We see people's patterns, the way they come in, you know. And again, those events bring those people together. So for us, that's the thing. Again, going back to being human beings, is it opens up that door for, oh, we could potentially work together, or you could potentially help me out here, or you might know somebody
do you know
who does something.
the last event that we had? I know you've recently
Christmas, wasn't it? Yeah.
Christmas one. You know the lovely outsourced HR downstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Sasha, yeah.
you know, I think you sent round an email saying, "Oh, welcome."
Yes,
You know, like
welcome,
blah blah blah.
sort of, yeah.
So that I was sat at my desk, Dan, and I got that email, and I went, "Outsourced HR." Where do I know that name from? Where do I know that name from? They are actually a HR company for one of my customers. So
yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, it's them. And then when they met, when we were at the Christmas party, and she was mentioning, one of the lovely ladies then went, who's he? Like pointing at me. But I went, oh, that's Andy from that. She went, that's where I know him from.
Yeah,
Came
could see
over
your
to me.
face.
And suddenly I was like, oh my goodness, you are. And then what
was
a
like-
connection.
yeah,
We'd never
yeah,
met, spoken and emailed loads of times,
Yeah.
but it was so nice to actually meet them. And they are coming on. This
They are.
one of the podcasts.
They
We
are.
have to find another seat though, because there's 3 of them.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
We've got some there. So
Yes, exactly. But yeah, going back to what you're saying,
Yeah.
you know, it's really nice that, you know, you can just be walking past, or in that instance, I went, I recognise that name,
Yeah.
and it's really nice. And I think the longer you are here, you know, I've seen people come and I've seen people go. I probably know the majority of
Yeah.
companies, but even now, who are they?
The thing I take home from it is that, again, this is even before I started here, was that, you know, Vanessa, Ian and Margaret built a place that was safe for people to come to work, in a sense that it's a good place to come work. It is a nice place to work. They've built a community. They've built a brand, so to speak, over time. You know, I came along, assisted that, and then Ben's come along and done the same thing and fitted in really well.
Yeah.
For us, that is what we want. We want people to be, you know, we enjoy coming in. Now, I think I've said this before in the past. It's about a community, and it's about being a human being and enjoying coming to work, because work can be stressful, work can be hard. But we, as a company, have promoted that for 8-9 years that we've been here, and we're proud to be where we are, proud to have done what we've done, and we want to keep doing that for years to come. We want to keep everybody's businesses happy, comfortable, and, you know, again, when people even come away from here, if they do obviously move on, which is what that's what we're here for. We want to develop people's businesses, and if they go on to bigger and better things than, say, us, or they get their own building or whatever it may be, we're happy to have been part of their journey, whether that be, you know, pushing them onto you for technology reasons, pushing them onto you for marketing. To see businesses grow, that is a key part of what we're here to do. And, you know, I don't think many organisations, you know, in the Northeast actually do that or focus on that. So it's nice to hear, even when people leave, that they suggest us.
Yeah.
Or people who are here that suggest us to
So,
other people.
on that note, how do people find out? Because obviously we've got Business Central
Yes.
Innovation Place.
and
Yeah.
Innovation Central.
Innovation Central,
Yeah.
sorry.
It does get
Yeah.
confusing, man.
Yeah,
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are under one brand, which
Yes.
is
Dalton Workspace. That's
Yes.
our brand. So basically the umbrella, which is Business Central and Innovation Central, is under that. So that's daltonworkspace.co.uk. You'll find everything about us, about what we can offer you, your business, all the fun things we do as well. you know?
Yeah.
Also, social media is always good.
Social media, yes.
I saw a
yes.
video being shot with this young man the other day.
Yeah, it looks like I could be, you know, the acting career could be
It was,
going.
do you know what? It's come together really
Yeah.
nicely.
I think I only messed up once
Did
as
you?
well with Jess. I said to Jess, I think I only had to do one double take.
All right, she
Like,
didn't. She didn't tell me about
Well,
that.
hopefully it comes out good. I
No,
mean,
I've seen it.
it might be quite windy, so my hair look like it might be flying off. But yeah,
Adam doesn't have that problem.
I don't.
No.
Just shave it.
it is. Yeah. So if you need us for anything, office, business, meeting rooms, if you want to just come for a social event, I mean, we've got a Chinese New Year event. I think we're going to do.
Ooh,
That's a little bit
that
of an
sounds
exclusive.
nice.
We-
Yeah.
I've just saw a few supplies came this week from Amazon.
Nice. Can I ask a question then?
Yeah, go on.
In terms of where you've been from Darlington Workspace to where you are now, what exciting plans have you got? Any more? And are you looking to add more events? Are you looking to do more networking?
Starting off with events. Yes, we are looking to do a lot more throughout the year.
Good. Because we love it.
Yeah, themed events.
Amazing.
I mean, we do little stuff like for Halloween. We do stuff for Valentine's Day. Obviously, I mentioned the Chinese New Year theme. We've got a lot of stuff planned, so we do have that lined up. We're looking to obviously do a lot more free events or business events as well. So if there's anybody who does want to do something with us potentially, then we'd love to do that, whether that's a company in here or a company outside. In terms of things that we've got to look forward to, I don't know how much I can say.
No, don't worry.
We've got something potentially in the pipeline as well in the near future. So again, I'll just say similar to what we do here in the Innovation Central. I'm not going to say any more than that in case I get told off by the big wigs. Kind of like what a manager says at a football interview. I can't say anything. Can't talk about referee. It's exciting. Yeah, and potentially with that in mind, our team downstairs could grow, so we could be taking on more staff, which is a good thing.
Excellent.
But yeah, it's something that we're looking forward to. It's going to potentially be a busy year. I can't wait, really.
No. And has business, obviously pre-COVID, obviously everybody left here. We all work from home. But have you seen it all, people starting to come back? And
definitely, yes. It was a difficult period, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was. Very.
We managed to really do well going back to COVID. Again, people's priorities had to be cost-wise, and I totally understand what they needed to prioritise. So we did lose a few people. We had people who actually developed and grew after that. It now has been a lot of people, again, as I mentioned at the start, people who wanted to come and actually have a place to work rather than being at home, being on your kitchen table, being in a desk in a room where you can't separate, personal and work life.
Paying for your heating.
Yes. Yeah. So again, that's the thing you've got to think about.
That's another reason to come in here.
Yeah. So yes, we've seen it. It has sort of picked up in the last, I would say, 6 months. It has been difficult, and I think a lot of providers in a similar position as us have probably found that. But again, work, life, and what we do, I think an office or a place to call your actual business home is key. I just think it's massive, whether that's be to collaborate with other businesses, to separate work and home life. There's nothing like an office.
I must admit, I love coming to work.
I know it might be seen as it's Stone Age now, or it's not really as important as what it was. But I go back to what we do is something that's different to just we rent a space, come and take your office here.
No,
it's not what it is, and maybe that's what stood us in good stead in those difficult times. Has been that we do something a little bit different.
But going back to what you were saying, Dan, it is that community, it is that family value. So obviously, we have Eddie works predominantly from home.
Yeah, good lad, Eddie.
Good lad, Eddie. But he comes in every Thursday, and he literally said, he went, you know what, I love this. So yesterday was a full house, but we all interact, we catch up, and we still crack on and get the work done. But it's literally such a good atmosphere that we're all in, we're all bouncing, and it's just like, what were you saying there? How can I help and all of that? And I just sat back, and sorry, not sat back from the microphone, but I just sat back and I watched it. Obviously, it's mine and Michelle's company, but I just sat back and Dan and Eddie were busy working away. Michelle was on the phone, and I was just like, it's good, this.
And then Adam walks in.
Yeah, and then it all went to Teams. But that whole community, that whole family value. I say every morning I love getting in. I'll get in, early to work. Absolutely love it. Love these podcasts without meeting Adam, without doing this, without you.
Great. It is great.
And obviously from your point of view as well, this is a joint venture. Stream Space is something that customers out there can do. You can offer that as part of your solution.
Yeah, that's obviously recently come about, and it's something that for me, with my background of enjoying streaming and all the audio stuff and the technology stuff, I love it. I think it's a perfect scenario where we are now. It's great for people who want to do that.
People can use the studio.
Yeah, come on, use it. Come on,
use
it. Great
use
space.
And it's available for use.
Adam will do the coffees.
Apparently so.
Yeah. Apparently so. Well, listen, Dan, that has been amazing. Really, really good. Thank you so much for your time.
I don't know if I'll be able to fill the time, to be honest, but
that is an hour just gone.
Yeah. I enjoyed that, so I'll be more than happy to come back on if you have any.
Yeah, we'll get you back on, absolutely.
No, definitely. Maybe we'll get Ben or Margaret or
streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about your weekend, Dan? What's the plan for you this weekend?
For me, weekend, I will hopefully be watching Newcastle advancing in the FA Cup. I have ice hockey training to do. So
Ice hockey?
Yeah,
Do you
I
do
play
ice hockey?
Yeah, football as well.
Wow.
So, but unfortunately, I've got a hamstring injury at the minute, so I might just put on the training. Last week, it was the first week we were back after 6 weeks.
And then you
Hamstring.
went.
Yeah. So.
Pop.
But yeah, so
was it frozen pitches?
it was because of the but we were actually on our official pitch that time. But yeah,
I was on about
so-
the ice rink.
I haven't woke up yet. But yeah, so a bit of that and just relaxing. Like I say, I like to game and stuff, so that might be just
Well, oddly
something
enough,
like-
that's what, as I say, we had one of the podcasts that me and Adam spend like 90% of our time behind a keyboard. I get up and I'm like, right, it's home time, and I'll sit back down at my gaming keyboard.
No, so yeah, but yeah, something like that, I think it'll be.
Yeah, good. Yourself, Adam?
Adam, yeah, go
I'm
on.
going out for dinner tonight.
Ooh, where you going? Or what you going to eat?
Chenna in Yarm.
Oh, lovely.
nice.
It is
Fantastic
nice.
place.
Fantastic
Yeah,
place.
fantastic. So,
It's a family event.
Yeah.
sorry. We're going there tonight, playing rugby tomorrow.
Nice. Who you
So
got?
Westo away.
Ooh.
So going
Where's that
to
down?
South Shields.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
right,
Yeah. So Westo away, and then Mighty Under 9 Sunday morning.
Mighty
Nice.
No,
Under
no
Nine.
DJing.
Nice.
I did have a DJing gig in. Unfortunately, got pulled like last weekend
Oh, right.
for whatever reason.
Right.
But it is what it is. But my DJing gig went well last week.
Yeah,
What about-
I meant to ask how did that go?
It was a prom.
I saw I
Nice.
think I saw some clips actually online.
Yeah, it was obviously not of the students.
No,
I
no.
couldn't
No.
feature that. But it was a prom. It went really well. 170, and I must have had 170 on the dance floor.
Wow.
It was absolutely bouncing.
Bouncing, as they say.
Yeah, that's what you
was.
want.
What are you doing this weekend?
Hopefully some more Factorio with you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
be my plan. Sunday afternoon. I reckon.
Sunday afternoon, we'll do some more of that. But yeah, we'll continue with my automation work on that going. But I'm actually off to see a lovely customer tomorrow, Seabreeze in Redcar, the fish and chips.
Nice.
So it's one of our customers, and whenever she, lovely Nicola, she's lovely. Whenever she has a problem, I always sort of like go,
I'll
we can come down on the weekend because we get fish and chips.
Chips, yeah, the benefit, yeah.
The benefits of that.
Forget the
and,
remote access.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly,
Never
so-
mind your technology. Just get them chips ready.
My internet's broken. I'll have to come. So sorry.
Yeah, so that'll be a lovely trip down to Redcar, and we'll meet the lovely Nicola of Seabreeze, best fish and chips around.
yeah?
We'll have some fish and chips,
I've
and
had
then we'll
fish and chips
fix
and
her
Seabreeze.
internet.
Right.
Yeah, some
Wow.
small issue with her Mac and an admin password, but no, we'll get that, and it's great. As I say, she's always welcome to see us.
It'll be fixed with the tray chips, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be like, fixed it.
Yeah. Easy job.
Yeah,
He just turns it on and turns it off and eats a tray chips.
I fixed Alexa this morning. She wouldn't.
Did
You know,
you?
I said we had the
Yeah,
full
yeah,
Alexa.
have you? Yeah.
She completely ignored everything I said. I fixed it. Pulled
See?
the plug.
Yeah, I was going to say, what, like turn it on and off?
That's my secret.
Oh,
That's
somebody
our
give that away. Sorry.
secret. You
Sorry,
shouldn't have given away
Mate,
live
that's going
on
to
air.
cost you 50 quid for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay.
Okay, well, have a
Have
nice
a great
weekend,
weekend.
everybody.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.